Welcome to the Fit and Free Show. I'm ZGALA, the Art Angel. You can call me Auntie Angel if you like, and as usual, I'm here to do a quick stretch, quick check-in with my body. As you can probably hear in my voice, got a little sinus infection. That's what happens anytime I smoke these days. And, not sorry, but let's do some checking in with the body anyway. I'm healing up. I got a cough drop in case you're wondering what's going on with all of that. And I'm still feeling pretty good, so I'm grateful for that. I'm just going to do a quick full body stretch, little checking in with myself. I like to always remind you there's not one way to stretch your body, to check in with yourself. So make sure you listen to your own body, follow your own lead. You are welcome and encouraged to take inspiration from me, but make sure you take direction from yourself. Deal? All right. I'm still silly, so all is well. I'm going to come back here and do a little free arm swinging. It's that time of day when the lighting is all cool in here. The camera's not quite at the right angle to appreciate it the most, but you can get a glimmer of that. Where is that? Right back over here. Those blue ones are my favorite. This is the Head Hutt, by the way. I built this Mega-Sculpture by myself for the most part with my own two hands. And then I wrote a book about it, put that on Amazon. You can find a link to that book down there somewhere. To take a breath or so and just root myself into the center of the earth, relaxing the bottoms of the feet, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the knees. Let's enjoy a few deep breaths with the exhale. The focus on the exhale is what I was trying to say there. Trying to manage that cough drop also. I'm going to step back with this left foot, coming into a moderate lunge, feet relatively parallel. Pull that back hip onto the perpendicular line. Making sure I can still see those front toes past that front knee. Pushing into that back heel, nice and long and strong through the core of the body. Up through the center, just checking in with the balance, checking in with the alignment, checking in with that warrior pose. Still pulling those hips. That's really where the good stuff is. Pulling the hips onto the perpendicular and pushing into that back heel, straightening that back leg, lifting from the center. Bring the arms around and then in front, rolling the shoulders down and back. And bring the attention, the focus with the eyes onto the fingertips. Tipping the tailbone a little bit, continuing to pull those hips. And then I'm going to lift the fingers while I keep my eyes on them. And extend that lunge just a little bit more, coming onto the diagonal line. Trying to watch the fingers as they rise, just for a little variety and balance. And then I'm going to bring my hands up out of my vision, where my elbows are kind of on either side of my ears. Continuing to do that work of pulling the back hip forward and the forward hip back, pushing into that back heel. And then I'm going to look in the camera or a mirror if you had one to look for that diagonal line and feeling for it as well through the body. Pushing into that back heel and feeling for that diagonal line out the heel, through the body, out the fingertips. And then I'm going to continue to extend that back leg, coming up onto the back toes and bringing both hands on either side of this front leg for a nice lunge on that side. Just enjoy that lunge a little bit. And then I'm going to push back into that heel and straighten that front leg. Feet are parallel. Hips are still coming onto that perpendicular line. And aiming the chin for the nose, or the chin for the toes, rhymes with nose. Silly nose, trying to get in the conversation. I'm going to bring both hands down on either side of that front foot to take some weight as I bring that front foot back and push into downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Asana. Pressing down in those heels, pressing back with the hips, pressing down with the heart and chest, tipping the tailbone a little bit toward the back of the head. Then I swing the body forward through that plank position or a chaturanga if you prefer. That's too hard on my elbow or my shoulders right now. But I'm working up back into the push-ups by doing some planks. So I'll pause there. And then let's come down into an upward facing dog, keeping the knees off the floor but letting the belly come down a little bit. It's like a lifted cobra, sort of. Up on the toes and back. Sometimes I like to rock on those toes a little bit. Kind of vary that stretch. Lifting the chin. And then I'm going to drop those knees all the way. Let go of the toes. Still pushing through the palms. For a nice cobra pose. Relaxing the belly. And then pushing back so the lower body's about at a 90-degree angle. And I'm going to slide these hands out, bringing the forehead toward the floor. Coming into Uttana, Shishosana. Continue to extend those hands, getting a nice stretch through the chest and shoulders. Relaxing the belly. I haven't been doing my stretches, so that feels really good. Just gonna enjoy a little release there. And then coming back to all fours, bringing the hands under the shoulders. Let's do some cat-cow breathing here. I'm getting stuffed up, so we'll see how it goes. Cat, Marjariyasana, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, and pushing all the air out, rounding the spine. And then cow, or Bitilasana, lifting with the tailbone, lifting with the chest, lifting with the eyes. Breathing into the belly. And then exhaling, rounding. Inhaling and lifting. Lifting. And then coming back to center. I'm going to walk these hands out, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips, coming back into that downward facing dog. Pressing down in the heels, pressing back in the hips. Let's swing that left foot forward, the one we stepped back with first. Coming into a nice deep lunge there. And bring that hand on the other side, on the inside of that leg. Bending the elbows a little bit if you want a little bit deeper stretch. And then I'm going to step forward, coming into a forward fold. Feet relatively parallel. Just let go of the head and neck. Bend the knees and swing the arms back. Swallow some snot. And watch out for head rush. I'm gonna lift the chest and eyes, push the hips forward. A little back bend. All right. Coming back to Tadasana or mountain pose. And just checking in with the alignment. Again, relaxing the bottoms of the feet, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the back of the neck. And let's step back with that right foot. Coming into a moderate lunge there. Making sure I can still see that front toe. Pushing into that back heel as I pull the hips onto that perpendicular line. Adjusting as need be. Looking for that nice sense of stability and strength up through the core of the body. Enjoying that for a few breaths. Let's bring the arms back and around and then down in front, palms together. Roll the shoulders down and back and still pulling those hips onto the perpendicular line. Bringing sharp focus onto those fingertips. Still pulling or pushing into that back heel. And then I'm going to come onto that diagonal line, watching those fingertips as they come up onto that diagonal, as I bring the body into the diagonal as well. Maybe extending that back foot out a little bit, coming onto those toes. Still pulling those hips onto the perpendicular line. And bringing both hands down as I continue into that deep lunge, one on each side of that front foot. Into a nice deep lunge, enjoying that, pushing into that back heel, up on the toes now back there. And then I'm going to drag those toes forward just a little bit so I can push back into that heel and come into that forward fold over that straight front leg. Excuse me. Aiming the chin for the toes. Just draping the upper body over the lower body. Relaxing into that for a couple breaths. Bringing weight onto both hands and bringing that front foot back to push into downward facing dog. Again, push it down in the heels, push it back with the hips. Just tread those heels by bending one knee, then the other. Push it into the opposite heel. And I'm going to walk the hands forward just a little bit to come back into that plank position. Pausing there for a little strengthening. Maybe bending the elbows just a little bit. Coming back up. Let's let the hips drop, but not all the way down. Lifting the chest and eyes. And then bringing those knees all the way down. Letting go of the toes, enjoying a cobra, relaxing the belly. Pushing back into Uttana Shishosana or extended puppy pose. Walking those hands out. Bring the forehead down. Enjoying that rather intense but good stretch through the shoulders. And then walking that back. I'm going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips. Try to catch the edge of that carpet so it keeps sliding. And push down in the hip or the heels. Push back in the hips. Push it down with the heart and the chest. Relax in the belly. I'm going to swing that right foot forward in between the hands if possible. Cut into a deep lunge on that side. And then stepping forward. Coming back into that forward fold. Just hang it here. Fold the arms and just let everything hang. Let gravity do some unwinding. Bring the arms behind the back. Clasp hands. Roll shoulder blades together. Try to touch elbows. Play around with that stretch a little bit. Then I'm going to unhinge with a flat back. Pointing the fingers. The fingers coming up into that counter stretch. Pulling the fingers down and back. And then coming back into mountain pose. Pressing the palms. There's that squeaky board. Just checking in with the body, relaxing the knees a little bit, relaxing the bottoms of the feet, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the back of the neck. I thought maybe it got too cold for all the mosquitoes last night, but nay, there's still a few. Fewer around, flying about. Not as many though. In fact, maybe that was something else because I don't see any swarming me. It's that time of year. It's October. October 7th, I think. Add a little extra spinal twist there. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for letting me be me, and thank you for being you. Thank you if you like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And above all else, remember to love yourself at least a little bit more if you can. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like somebody you love, even if you're not sure, even if you're on the fence about it. Act like you love yourself, okay? Try it out. You might like it. That's my unsolicited advice. And yeah, if you do like and subscribe on this channel, I do quite a bit of stretching, fitness-oriented stuff. I also do some mindset stuff. And it's ever evolving. I do some little bit of live music. And you never know what you're going to get. So stop by often. Stay fit, stay free. Thanks for being curious and courageous. And until next time, I'll be seeing you. Ciao for now. Peace.